This morning on Sunrise, the talented duo Claire Bryant and Evan Primo, better known as Decoda, are here to discuss their passion for chamber music.
The pair also plays a special role at University of South Carolina, using music as a powerful tool to unite. So thank you both so much for being here today.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Yeah, Evan, let's start with you and talk about what inspired Decoda to really use music for connection and compassion.
Well, Decoda is actually a large collective of musicians, and we're just 2 of the 8 that will be on this performance this weekend.
Yeah.
And we have this passion to not only perform chamber music, but to bring it to people who don't normally hear it, and to teach other people how they can do that too.
Okay, so can you tell us more about what Ensemble Connect is and how that has really shaped your style?
Sure. Ensemble Connect is a program at Carnegie Hall, and we were all selected after our time in school as young professionals to be part of this fellowship. And it really was training young artists to be artist citizens in their community. So not only great performers, but how can you go out into schools, prisons, shelters, healthcare facilities, and connect with the community?
Yeah.
Any cool backstories, during rehearsal or any community projects you want to talk about?
Well, we actually do a lot of work here in South Carolina. I'm at the University of South Carolina as a professor, and as Evan said, there are 33 of us in the ensemble.
Wow.
And we do a lot of work at Lee Correctional Institution and work with the men there who are wonderful musicians and make music together. So we're there once a year. So we have our roots here in South Carolina, and we love being here.
Yeah, that's really fascinating to hear. Could you explain more about how you change your performance, I guess you could say, for when you go to places like Lee Correctional Institution versus being at a concert hall?
Well, the cool thing is we don't change the music that we're playing. We change maybe the way that we would invite people to be in the music. So if we're working for young kindergartners, we're not going to speak in the same way, but we want to share the same music that we're going to play on stage at Carnegie Hall with everybody, because that's the music that we love.
What do you want people to take away when they do listen to your music? What do you want people to take away from it?
Well, this program in particular is all about the idea of belonging. And after the break, we're going to play just a little excerpt from a composition that I made called Belonging. And the whole program, that piece was really written with the idea that each person should have a place where they feel like they really belong, or maybe multiple places. And so all the music on the program relates to that theme in very different ways.
And you've mentioned that you really play for such a variety of different people. How do you make sure that your music connects with people regardless of what walk of life they come from?
Well, that's a great question, and we always try to find a frame that relates to everybody. So this idea of belonging is something that we can all relate to, and we're actually at the university this week working with young musicians, so that's a way to sort of keep our music going and learning from other people. So,
What would you say your vision for musicians in today's world is? What would you say?
I mean, I think it's about connection and the human connection through music. Music can bridge gaps and can sort of speak to everyone. And so I think our role as musicians is to bring joy, to sort of touch on all of the array of emotions that we feel as human beings. So.
And you've mentioned you've been doing this since around 2012. So Evan, could you explain kind of how this has evolved since then?
Yeah, well, as we do more performances and more interactions with various kinds of community, we learn more and more ways of how we can find. We're constantly asking ourselves, how can this group of people that I'm working with find a really relevant, meaningful connection to the music that we're playing, and how can it help them in their life? And so it feels like as we do more and more of this work, we just get more tools in our toolbox to make that happen.
What would be some advice that you maybe give to young musicians? Either one of you can answer this. What would be some advice that you would give to them to maybe, get better, or, maybe join you all's group? What would be some advice that you give young people?
I think that to look beyond just the music itself and really think about that connection that you're making with the person that you're playing music for, because that's really what we're in the business of doing. Just like you're in the business here at the news, is making that connection person to person. It's about the content, it's about the information that you're doing, it's about the music that we're doing, but more than that even, I think it's that human connection.
Yeah, absolutely, and so good to hear, because that's so much of what music is all about, you know? So thank you so much, Claire and Evan, for being here with us today.
Yes.
Yeah, and you can see Decoda perform this Friday, January 19th at USC's School of Music Recital Hall. The show will begin at 7:30, but these talented performers are not going anywhere. They are here to perform for us live this morning, so stay with us. You would not want to miss it. All right, welcome back. The best time of the morning is upon us.
Yes, we have two members of Decoda here with us for a little bit of a performance. Take it away, guys.